So if you happen to frequent these health blogs like I do, if you're a granola boy or an almond mom, you've probably heard of green tea, and you've probably seen that green tea has a lot of health benefits, or at least that's what these websites claim. If you just believe what these websites say, green tea is like the best thing ever. It's the healthiest beverage in the world. You see that it says like cancer, bah! Neurodegenerative diseases, bah! Cardiovascular diseases, bah! And it promotes health and wellness. So what is green tea? Green tea, according to Wikipedia, is a type of tea that is made from the Camellia senescens. Let's see how this is pronounced.
Camellia sinensis. Camellia sinensis.
So green tea is a type of tea that is made from the Camellia senescens leaves and buds that have not undergone the same withering and oxidation process which is used to make oolong teas and black teas. Green tea is from China. Since then, its production has spread to other countries in East Asia. So that's what it is. First, let's see what the internet claims are the benefits of green tea. We're gonna do this by just Googling benefits of green tea. So it says right here, heart health. It's good for your heart. It's good for your brain. It's good for weight loss. It's good for diabetes. It prevents cancer, and it has antioxidants. And antioxidants, they're good for longevity. They counteract free radicals. They counteract free radicals in the body and protect the cells from tissue damage. Cool. All right, let's see how much truth there is in this. And how are we going to check this? Well, we're going to check it by actually going on Google Scholar and looking at the research papers and the studies and reading them. I have not read many research papers. I have read a couple for my master's degree. But to be honest, I don't go around reading research papers and I don't know how to read them. I wish I could read the methods section of studies and determine whether or not we should take it seriously and that sort of thing. But to be honest, I don't know. So I usually just skim those parts. I think the most popular green tea study is the green tea consumption and mortality due to cardiovascular disease, cancer, and all causes in Japan. This is a study where they followed the habits of 40,530 people for 11 years. So for a long time in northeastern Japan, which is an area that consumes a lot of green tea. It says here that 80% of the population drinks green tea, and more than half of them consume 3 or more cups of green tea. Tea is the most consumed beverage in the world aside from water. 3 billion kilograms of tea are produced each year worldwide. That's pretty cool.
Among the types of cardiovascular disease mortality, the strongest inverse association was observed with stroke mortality. In contrast, the hazard ratios of cancer mortality were not significantly different from all green tea categories compared with the lowest consumption category.
Which means it didn't really work for cancer. Compared with women who consume less than 1 cup of green tea, those who consumed 5 or more cups a day had 42% and 62% lower risk of death due to stroke and cerebral infarction. In both men and women, gastric, lung, and colorectal cancer mortality were mostly above unity, but not statistically significant. So, green tea doesn't do anything to cancer, at least according to this article right here. So this got me thinking that I want to find out, because in the websites it says that it's good for preventing cancer. Let's find another one. There's a study called Green Tea and Gastric Cancer Risk, Meta-Analysis of Epidemiologic Studies. Let's look up what that word means. It's a hard word for me to say.
Epidemiology
is the study and analysis of the distribution patterns and determinants of health and disease conditions in the defined population. So it says here in the conclusion section, the results of this meta-analysis indicate that there is no clear epidemiological evidence to support the suggestion that green tea plays a role in the prevention of gastric cancer. So it's bull. It's basically bullshit that green tea helps to prevent cancer. At least, that's what it said in the other study, that they found no statistically significant evidence. And this one says that green tea doesn't have an effect in gastric cancer. I feel lied to, by the way. I feel lied to. I've been drinking tea every day. And I drink tea and I'm like, oh, preventing cancer. Cancer's going away. The cancer cells are leaving my body every single time I drink tea. I guess it's not true. But it is good for cardiovascular diseases. I don't remember if I said this or not. I want to talk about the neurodegenerative diseases. So it says here in the conclusion of this article, it says, several epidemiological and human intervention studies have found beneficial effects of the consumption of tea and green tea on neurodegenerative impairment, such as cognitive dysfunction, memory loss. In more specific brain disorders, studies have supported the beneficial effects of tea on PD, which is Parkinson's disease, but few studies revealed such effects on AD, which is Alzheimer's disease. Oh, interesting. They did find that it has beneficial effects on cognitive dysfunction and memory loss. I think that's good enough for me. Because I think in science, they try to be really careful to claim that something 100% works, especially with things that involve diet, because there's so many factors that could contribute to your illness. But anyways, that's really interesting. It's good enough to me to call not bull. I also found randomly while doing research association between green tea consumption and tooth loss. The consumption of green tea was significantly associated with decreased odds for tooth loss, and the association appeared to be fit. I don't know exactly what that means. The present findings indicate an association of green tea consumption with decreased odds for tooth loss. I think that's great. I haven't read this whole article, but I will. Maybe I'll make another video in the future with like a true deep dive into these articles. I'm gonna be posting all the links to these articles in the bio, and I'm probably showing screenshots. I'll show a screenshot right now. Bah. Screenshot. Bah. Screenshot. Bah. I think, in conclusion, green tea doesn't fucking help with cancer. What the fuck is that about? Green tea and cardiovascular disease. Let's focus on the positives. I found this other article, Green Tea and Cardiovascular Disease, from molecular targets towards human health. Consumption of green tea has been inversely associated with the development and progression of cardiovascular diseases and cardiovascular risk factors. Mechanisms that have been suggested as being involved in the atherosclerosis. You know what? I don't understand the rest of this. But it seems like there is evidence that suggests that green tea is good for cardiovascular diseases. So it is good for your heart. It is good for your brain. So those things are true. It is good for your teeth. So you know what? I think green tea is healthy. I think it's good to dive deep into the effects and look for evidence whenever you see claims like this. Honestly, I'm extremely disappointed that green tea doesn't help with cancer. So I think the key is don't rely on green tea for your health. Green tea is very healthy, but green tea isn't going to fix all of your health problems, and it's not going to prevent every major disease or any chronic disease that we might have. Let me know if you want me to keep diving, not even that deep, dipping my feet into research. Anyways, thanks for hanging out, and see you next time.